Off of COVID and the Ivy League's taking a 2-year break, and now the Ivy Leagues are dominant in their schedules in the top 10. You've got many of them with 8-1 records, and so I think a lot of that's going to actually even out because a lot of them are playing each other. So we're going to see the rankings change.
As Naso wins the opening faceoff, goes right on in. That shot looked like maybe got hit on.
These guys, they're young,
Yep.
So being a freshman is a lot of pressure, and he's coming in around 42%, something like that. That's not something they probably want to be around 51%, but that's something that faceoffs matter, and you can see right here, quick possession, quick offense, boom, Notre Dame score.
And the opening goal, a hot start for Pat Cavanaugh, who has now 15 goals on the season. When these two got together a year ago here, had 4 goals and 3 assists, and coming off that 9-goal effort that he had against Syracuse.
Yeah, so that goal right there was actually this idea. You have to stay right up on his hands and just watch him. He frees up his hands, and then he gets a little bit of time and room to shoot, and that is exactly what
the older brother. Work it around the perimeter. There's Chris Cavanaugh. And there's Jake Taylor back for Cavanaugh. Taylor's an interesting story. That was just his second game, first start, and he sets the program record for goals as Pat Cavanaugh reloads, and he's got his second.
Yep. And you see Duke's trying to push out, but they're a little bit backing off on those guys, but it's a dangerous proposition because if you come out too quickly, too far, they can actually blow by you. So here you go. Again, giving him a little bit of room, a little bit of space. He's gonna pull up.
Kadori, the freshman midfielder, looking for some space. Lowly now. Montgomery scores. Nakai Montgomery, 21 career points in 7 games with Notre Dame coming in, make it 22.
It was a great look there. Brendan O'Neill, it was a tremendous threat to score. He's going to draw a lot of attention. So you see him, he's going to sweep dodge around. He's going to look. He's going to draw a lot of attention right there. Double team, and then all of a sudden, Nakai Montgomery's wide open for a really nicely placed a shot. And look, that could be there all day for the Devils because math is all, lacrosse is also from its standing in the ACC. They're both 1-on-1. And it just matters from
Mitchell launches and it's saved by Intamin.
Related to overall rankings too. So how the bracket's going to work and things like that. That stuff just starts to matter. I think that shot was a little bit ill-advised. They fought for a better high probability shot last time down, and that one was a pretty much easy pickings for Intamin.
Well, and you mentioned a pivotal part of the season for the Blue Devils, that loss to Syracuse and the win in Chapel Hill. We're on the road here's another goal. This time it's Eric Dobson.
So Dobson's, 6'5", 220. And, that's just that from my vantage point, I just think that was probably a blown coverage. You can't leave him with that much space in order to have and really no slide. Let's see this again. Right, who's on him right now? That's one of the things. I think that was a quick offense, and Dobson is going to be one of these guys that you give him a chance, he's going to take advantage of it for the game. I mean, the first half is with these two teams, first time they've played each other, so they're really gauging their matchups right now. So there's what I call on offense a lot of probing going on.
As McAdory gets one to go. His 16th of the season.
That's what I call probing right there. Right. So, but to answer your question, it's a great question. There's a lot of that going on, figuring out the matchups in the first half, making adjustments in the second half.
Expected a tight one, and here we are, 3-2 in the early going, and some of the big guys stepping up for both sides.
It's a sweep dodge. If you look at McAdory, he has this dodge on. It's a wrist shot, and it's just absolutely lethal. He did the same exact shot last week at Carolina. The kid spends a tremendous amount of time in the weight room, and he is. Duke's giving these guys a lot of latitude, and I think they're a little bit, concerned about the speed, so they slough off a little bit because they want to have time to recover. The problem is they will then have time and room to shoot, and you're not going to be able to be up on their hands as much. This is another example.
As Morrison Meyer finds the back of the net, and it's 4-2 Notre Dame. And as you said, getting good looks, and I know John Danowski has talked about to us and talked through the years about you want guys shooting from more than 12 feet out, but now they're getting in close.
Yeah, so this is a vertical dodge. They're doing this. They've run the same play 3 times. Vertical dodge. They come down. It's not very sexy. You know, it comes in, and no one really picks them up until later. There's no one. They're trying to figure out, you know, see if they'd run a vertical dodge again right here. It's the same spot. Are they going to continue on, right? And who's going to be aggressive picking them up?
As Jack Kavanaugh, or Chris Kavanaugh, I should say, has his first. As the Kavanaugh brothers doing their thing, they've got 3 of the 5 goals so far. That's 14 now for Chris Kavanaugh. Pat Kavanaugh's got 16, and Notre Dame picking up where they left off a week ago against Syracuse.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, they're moving the ball well. I think there's some communication issues going on the defense, because that was literally a ball that went behind and then just came up the right side on the wing. Pat Kavanaugh was standing there and how to, you know, what his technique is. This is Dobson right here.
For Chris Kavanaugh.
Yeah, Duke just needs to get a few stops right now and not make it. You know, they're sort of making it easy for Notre Dame, and that's a question of.
In front, and there he is, Jake Taylor, who had 8 a week ago, and that's exactly what Kevin Corrigan tells us he does. He doesn't have the ball very much, but when he does, it's normally in tight, and he can score quickly.
Yeah, and they're just getting used to who he is, because he was out last year with an ACL. So, you know, he said the only person that can stop Jake Taylor is Kavanaugh. I mean, is Coach Corrigan, is himself, by not putting him on the field.
Yeah, just his 3rd game.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna, you know, Duke's gonna have to sort of find itself defensively, or this is gonna be a long day. You know, the offense hasn't been playing too badly, as you can see right now. That when they get the ball down to the offense, they can score on this defense.
Well, and if you find it into the capable hands of Nakai Montgomery, he knows what to do.
Yeah, and you know, this game, and if history is any indicator, could be very close. And if it is, it could be a high-scoring game. This is, you know, basically just a draw. No one really picked up Montgomery, so his signature shot is an overhand crank shot, and he has made a living on that, you know, in
22 on the shot clock. O'Neal again. Has room. Oh, what a good save by Intiman.
Yeah, I thought that there could have been. I'm not questioning the refs, but there could have been unnecessary roughness on that pick that McAdory had set, but it wasn't called. It was. Sometimes, you know, it's like basketball. It's really, you know, is it a charge? Is it a block? You know, it's that kind of thing. But I was expecting to see a flag on that one.
Early on, they let him play.
Yeah,
yet to see a flag. And these are 2 teams. Neither team wants to see the other team go a man up as good as those 2 attacks are.
This is a key stop right here, because, you know, if
as Jacobois gets his first.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things that what Duke is right now is they're really relying on man-to-man coverage here. And it's you know, it's one of those things where they the matchups aren't working in their favor, but the slides are late or non-existent. So you know, at that point, you know, he's a grad student. He's been there right now. Like, that didn't look pretty, that whole thing, but it was a stop, right? And if those are the things that you're looking for. You know, it's not necessarily sexy, but, you know, against what the tide of what's been going on with the Kavanaughs, a stop like that is absolutely, you know, awesome, and it turns into a score, which was just a rocket.
43rd goal of the season for Brendan O'Neal. Had 45 a year ago, and that gets the faithful on their feet here at Koskinen Stadium.
Yeah, the incredible thing about that shot is he takes it, he switches over to this left hand, and then his stick is on the inside, and he bangs the far corner. With, you know, speed that I would say is up around 105 miles an hour. Right. So, yeah, but I mean, that's the thing when you're looking like for a reset. You know, when you see something go that high up in the air, it's usually the pipe. You know.
Caputo and Mitchell. Already 7 minutes gone in the second quarter. The Blue Devils with the lone goal in this quarter after trailing 7-3 after 1.
Yeah. And Duke's got to get a little bit more focused, and they just did.
As Reed Landon gets one to go.
Yeah, Reed Landon's playing really well.
His 4th of the season. And it cuts the deficit to 2, 7-5. The Blue Devils starting to warm to the challenge here in the second quarter. 7:44 to go in the opening half. They trail at 7-5.
Those shots are not as close in and as frequent.
Kavanaugh again. Just 10 on the shot clock. Being defended well by Brower, trying to find space. And now a goal. Will Angrick with his 7th of the season.
It was a beautiful play. Kavanaugh, drew enough attention. He can make a pass from anywhere, so we'll see that in a second. And when he was dodging, he was looking for who was open. He's looking right now. When he goes behind, he's gonna look right now who's open, and there he goes. Boom. It was a really nice shot, turning it around, taking it with his other hand, switching hands. And Adler really didn't have a chance to see it. I think he sort of was a little bit screened by the
schedule, right? And starting the year 3 and 4, and some of the lessons learned from that. And he kind of joked, well, I didn't set the schedule up planning to lose that many going in, but it's been very difficult. But it seems to be paying off because they look awfully good here today, and they did a week ago as well.
Yeah, but he said that great individual effort there by McAdory. That was one of those things where, again, I think he's studied some of the matchups in the first quarter, and now he's thinking about how he can make some of those moves. We'll see it right here.
His 2nd of the day.
There, he got a step, and then he came back in and shot almost a Canadian shot, offhanded, where he switched it around without switching hands and then put it in. It's time out to talk about how to defend against Duke, and then when you look at it, it's one of those things where there's a lot of scrapping out there. A lot of scrapping.
Here, yeah. And Duke is out of there with it.
Garrett Ledman, he's got it. He's a
chance to get a little closer, down by 2. A diving chance and a goal by Naso. Wow.
Terrific transition play. So that started in the middle third and then, led to quick offense. This is the team that we saw last weekend, right? A lot of scrapping, a lot of toughness in here. These guys, great check right there, coming up with it. Off balance, who's going to get it? Gets down to Ledman. Ledman smart enough to find an open player who sees Naso and puts it in. That's a momentum goal. And, amazing shot right in between the legs. So
one of those feels like there's momentum either way. There's going to be a momentum off of a goal or momentum off of a stop.
Well, they got both Kavanaughs up top, so watch that.
They go quickly inside, and there's the guy we were talking about. Jeffrey Ricciardella found himself on the doorstep, and it's 9-7.
Yeah, and that was, like I said, it's almost, those penalties are released, I believe. Yeah, so yep. Both penalties are released in a way. If they were going to score, you want to waste little time, and then maybe get the ball back now and try to even it up. So. I never like to see,
As Kavanaugh sends it up top.
I know.
And Jacobois rifles one home, his 2nd of the day, in Notre Dame, back up by 3.
Yes, and Notre Dame fighting back, and reclaiming the momentum here. I think that to a degree, Duke has allowed them to sort of, to extend this lead again. But that's a beautiful offside shot, down low, offside, almost impossible for Adler to stop. And, credit to this last possession that came off a really nice face. Anyone who has the ball as he goes, they're going to start getting into their rhythm here, and just keep an eye on him.
Boulay, the specialist, all 5 of his goals have come on the man-up opportunities. There he is. Now they send it down low. Dyson Williams. Plenty of times we said a full minute, and there's the shot and the goal by who else? Cam Moulay.
I'm not going to say that I'm a I'm not going to say that I'm a prophet or anything, but I actually, sometimes when things are going to happen or the high probability, you just got to share it with the audience.
Well, we've seen it on both sides. We saw Ricciardella a moment ago. We just saw Moulay. As you get another look at the goal, the teams and coaches know that as well. What makes them so difficult to stop?
Well, ironically, he scored the overtime goal last year, so he buries the shot. That's.
It was a nice win for Lynch and a chance for Notre Dame to attack. And there's a quick strike. Pat Kavanaugh answers.
Yeah, momentum on both sides, right? So that was a great face-off. Kavanaugh wide open, can't leave him open, and Adler trying to figure out the Kavanaugh shooting going right here. So this is one of those ones where it probably wants this one back. It's from far out, and he normally has that shot. But let's check out the placement. So it was stick side, got.
Duke has 10 or more goals in all 13 of their games, and the record when they get to 10 is awfully good.
Right.
As Jacoboy sends one behind. Chris Kavanaugh with it now.
So they got defender hung. And this can be risky right here.
Oh, now the goalie's out, and it's an easy chance for Chris Kavanaugh as Adler came out and Notre Dame adds to their lead.
Yeah, so Chris Kavanaugh and his brother are savvy, and again they come from sort of like, they play like hockey players almost. They're really tough and they're quick, and so if you're going to come out, you better be able to stay with them, and this was just one sort of ill-advised play.
So 48 seconds into the third quarter, Notre Dame strikes first, and it's 12-8 as Kavanaugh.
The encouraging thing is for them that they're getting those nice shots off, so eventually they start to drop.
Shot clock's at 10. Brendan O'Neill with it now. 7 seconds. He shoots and scores. Big time for O'Neill, and it cuts it to 3.
Yeah, Brendan O'Neill, he comes in. He's gonna bring it around. He's got a dodge that sets him up lefty, but also hides his stick when he's coming around. So watch, it's a big windup. Here he goes, drops it low, and then comes over his body. Very hard for a goalie to see it. Enneman got a piece of it. Give him credit. Look, he drops that low, and he's jumping up in the air, and all of his momentum in his body, who's sort of the cerebral field general, and he's going to work to get the ball into the right guys and make the right passes. So it was a turnover right there.
As Jose Boyer brings it ahead, and now a chance for Notre Dame to attack. Down low it goes, and a bouncer's in for Taylor. And just like that, the Irish restore the 4-goal lead.
So you could see when you turn over at one end, instant goal at the other end. So what is that telling you? That this Notre Dame team is dangerous. You cannot turn over the ball. If you're going to pass it to the crease, it has to be a great pass, and you got to catch it and put it on the cage. And here you go, right off tic tac, and this is just a perfectly executed diagonal, and not and also great teams force you to make bad plays.
McAdory, he scores his third of the day. He's got the hat trick, and the Blue Devils back within 3.
Yeah, he's making a living on that shot today. But that's it's a sweep dodge. We'll see it here in 2 seconds. He's able to really, I think, other than Nakai Montgomery, look, he's got an amazing quick first step that frees up his hands, and boom, he's also a real sharp shooter. Very, look, he's got 3 guys on him. Great shooting, and emotional player. You look at him, he's a freshman. He's all fired up, getting everyone else riled. That's the beauty of watching these guys. The Kavanaugh brothers have eyes on the back of their head.
8 minutes to go in the third quarter, 3-goal game. Duke trying to get closer. And they will. In front, it's Reed Landon with his second. Entered the day with 3 on the season, the freshman with 2.
Great answer by the Devils. That was a perfect, well-executed play where they are able to really move the ball to the right guy at the right time. Started by Adler, you call him, he's the first offensive player, right? Once you make that save, and then there's Montgomery coming down, and there's Reed with the nice shot. Beautiful play. What a ball game. Wide open, it just wasn't the kind of shot that's going to beat Entman. It was pretty much right, what we call popcorn shot. It's like popcorn, it's right there. Pop sees it. The thing is about Robertson is he actually puts the ball on the ground a lot. So I was surprised to see that shot, and he's got a short stick right here. So we're going to see where he takes it. He might really think that he's got a great matchup. He knew he had the backup right there, which is great, by Caputo. So you don't want to lose the ball. You got 33 seconds left, and short stick against short stick.
Caputo with room, and he cuts it to 1.
Great play.
Oh, and Caputo is 5th of the season. So let's look. You've been talking all day about how good offense leads to good defense. We talk about Adler, how good he's been, playing much better here in the third quarter, and it's leading to good things at the offensive end.
Yeah, he's seeing the ball, you know, and you know, he probably wishes he had those rebounds, but that leads to the ball going the other way, taking some time, trying to find the right matchups. That's what I said, you know, all game long. Matchup.
15 seconds. And as you said, Dobson seems, at least for the moment, to content to hold it. Now they get it for Jacobois. He's going to fire and score.
Yep.
Wheaton Jacobois with a hat trick, and Notre Dame back by 2.
So that was a great play. And, you know, you just run out of players at a certain point, and the math doesn't work. Jacobois, graduate student, you know, he's going to take advantage of that. And they just waited. They got it into him. Boom. Took about 3 steps, right, before they can close in on him. Again, that's normal. It's not critical of the Duke defense, but you're a man down, so you got more room to cover. Beautiful pass right there, and he just had a lot of time to really place.
He had the man-up goal earlier. Tosses it over for Kavanaugh, back for Richie Ardelli. Just sizing things up with Jacobois.
You can see the man advantage, like 2-man advantage, is you know, something that is very hard to defend when you're two men down.
And it's Dobson who pays it off with his second goal of the day to make it 15-12 now with 13:01 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so this is you know, they're going to pass it around till they get it to their big gun, and there you go. I mean, he just said, "I'll decide." And you know, he's a big guy, and that he just torched that. And I think that they're wasting a little bit of time right here.
9 seconds to shoot. And it's Lully who bounces one, Intimate able to handle it, and Notre Dame will have it back.
So that was actually some, like, a level of awareness. So that would be a
Duke badly in need of a goal. Montgomery and company down by 3. We're under 6 minutes to go.
You know, and this is the thing about the defense.
There's Montgomery, and he cuts it to 2. Nakai Montgomery has a hat trick, and a little bit of life for John Danowski's squad, and it's going to chase us to a timeout. 5:47 to go in the fourth.
Great passing, unbelievable look here. Got it up top and looking at Montgomery wide open, and bingo.
Opportunities early in the fourth.
Yeah, I'd say so, but that's because of, you know, good teams make you make mistakes.
Here's Lynch off of a face-off win and immediately restores the 3-goal lead.
That was huge. That could be a dagger right there, because, you know, when you really look at that coming off of the face-off X, they used, I mean, the only good thing is for Duke, they used almost no time. The bad thing is it took Duke a long time to get their last goal. And so, you know, goals are right now a precious commodity, and it's right now, it's, you know, that Duke did not need to see that. It was a great play by Lynch. And no one really picked him up, but, you know, that was an area. So they have to get more active on the crease in order to open up some guys and be wide open when they come out of their dodges. Like right now, when you look at down low, what are they doing? How are they moving?
Montgomery, there's a shot, and Reed Landon has a hat trick. Had 3 goals all season coming in. He's got 3 today.
Beautiful play. You know, so they moved the ball around. They were patient. 4:33 left. It's still a ball game, and you know, he took a shot that I don't think a lot of goalies can stop. You know, it's just high heat, high cheddar, right where he wanted it. And it was a beautiful dump there. The double team was sort of pulling in on the guy with the ball, and he pulled off to Reed Landon, and Landon had time and room to move and shoot, and just nailed it.
It's a shot clock violation, so Duke will have it with 21.7 now. Obviously got to go quickly. Montgomery in the final 13 seconds. Sends it in for Caputo. It goes through him and finds O'Neal, who finds the back of the cage. With 8.4 to go, O'Neal has a hat trick. (16-15). Well, crazier things have happened.
Yep. I mean, they needed this kind of offense in order to, you know, to get back in it. And you know, like you see, you never know what's going to happen. But Naso basically has to win.
About just trying to tie it up. Lynch actually comes out of there with it.
Yep.
And that'll do it. Notre Dame Dame comes on the road and gets a big win, back to 500 on the season, 4-4 overall, and now 2-1 in the ACC. And for the Blue Devils, they drop to now 9-5 and 1-2 in the league. We expected a tight one, and we ended up with a one-goal game. Notre Dame with a 16-15 win.
Great game. I mean, Notre Dame played the game they needed to play on the road. It's not easy coming here and winning. And these teams, I mean, you see 16-15, they're very evenly matched. And I think that, Notre Dame had a little